Good times day, all creatures of various change ratings, and welcome to Kingdom of Aldana, where the um, horoscope for this week predicts a 75% of drowning for everyone born under the player character sign, and a 35% of mutilation for everybody born under the player character sign. Now, moving on to the game, previously in our campaign, not much has happened due to a very short episode. However, the party having escaped the including holes and received their long overdue long rest. Oh, that was a sentence. Have with new strengths tackled new problems. That is talking to the hyperbole, the corporate guys about the reward and the loot and everything else, which turned out to be bit boring and not very productive, but at the very least, terms and conditions for their payment were agreed upon. A day was set, Monday, and the party remained for another conversation with Severus, an aide of Lord Patrician, who informed them, after scanning the room for any means of magical or otherwise spying, that the cult of the One-Eyed God was supposed to make a move this very Saturday, basically tomorrow. But due to political situation and the government basically not trusting the party to be careful enough, they were ordered to not interfere, otherwise they would be treated as criminals. But instead were thrown a bone in information that Glaucus Trolus, the Cyclops in a blue suit, was planning a party on a ship of his that was supposed to depart from the port of Nebo on this very day, on Saturday, and travel throughout the night and throughout the next day, being a rather curious coincidence, considering what the cult was planning to do. The party was also warned rather strongly by Severus that this is most definitely a trap, most likely for the party, but they're welcome to do what they want. After all, the ship will be in neutral waters, and I guess this is a chance. Afterwards, the party has attempted to plan for how they're going to get onto the ship, finding a rather shifty and shady captain of a small sailing ship called the Centennial Falcon. Not Falcon, sorry. Phoenix. The Phoenix. And there were some other plans involving disguise and foreign names. But let's just jump somewhere into the game. I'm not quite sure into which part, because there was dating going on in the background. And can I get a presence check from Jesse? Right.
I'm here.
Do we need to go yet?
Yeah, I'm actually getting ready to go down and check on it.
All right, then I'm not gonna bother you yet. And we're also gonna be missing the player of Jahan for today. I'm gonna be pretending to be an orc, half orc. But yeah, let's jump into the game and just tell me what you want to do, guys. We'll jump throughout the day. We'll figure out what time it is, and we'll see what you can do to make this a success.
So from what I remember, also where you sort of left off, at least Trago and Melora came to collect Arlos, right? After whatever happened. And we were planning to go to buy magic items, mostly potions, to go for water breathing and water walking and whatever stuff like that, right?
Everything water related, yeah.
Everything water related, because we can't rely on Melora getting the spells ready in time because it starts tonight, and even if it goes for the entire day tomorrow, it might not work out, right? Yeah, why not start there? That's a good place to start. I think. What were you doing, Leos, with Jahan?
We were at the harbor trying to look for any way to get on the boat. Actually see if some stuff is happening.
Mhm.
So we're currently still at the harbor.
Okay.
And if Cerelius himself actually goes on the ship.
Mhm.
Well, just
Yes.
to give you a slight update on information, the ship is still being loaded, so it's mostly just like sailors and dock workers. And secondly, and piece of information you might enjoy is I now have actual size for the ship, which you might
Excellent.
be interested in. The ship is huge. The ship is more than 80 meters long at waterline. That's more than 260 feet. And it's about 18 meters, 60 feet wide at the middle.
That sounds gargantuan, not
It
huge.
is gargantuan, indeed. Honestly, like having this image in mind, looking at the shape, it wouldn't be a surprise if the ship could have an average crew of like 150 sailors. So, obviously, for a short trip, such a large crew would be unnecessary. It will most likely be going with a skeleton crew, but it could easily fit a lot of people for a party. Although, who knows, maybe rich people have small parties. You'll have to see. Alright, with that out of the way, I assume you guys are going to the wonderful Alfonso's.
Is that the potion shop?
Yes.
Oh no, I don't want to go where the guy with the Italian accent is. I don't. Is there a different potion shop in town?
If you remember, there were some potions at the Milos, the like general utility magical shop, although the selection was much smaller and much simpler. He definitely had the healing potions. Everything else, you'll have to go and see.
Okay. Let's go to Alfonso's.
Boopity boopity.
Please don't.
So, as you head towards the Eduardo's and Alfonso's Full Metal Alchemy, or as you get there, and the room, you're greeted by the little tinkling of a bell and the beaming, white-toothed smile of Eduardo himself, who is coming to him, welcome, a warm welcome. He's glad to see you, and he welcomes you with welcome arms, with open arms.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let them know immediately what we're in the business for, so that we're mostly looking for anything that would help us. We're planning a fishing trip, but we'd like to do some fishing underwater as well, or maybe not rely on a boat the entire time. Do you have anything related to water?
Hey, I ever said you're very strange people? Oh well, adventurers. I guess they do strange things. Well, I'll have to check my catalog. I do have the
He probably
healing
does have a
potions.
bottle of water.
I do, yes. Mineral water, very good for your body. Satisfies the thirst.
I have water too.
I do also have
Not
those
a-
filters of love, if you're still interested.
Nope, still not interested.
Alright, let me see. Well, I have a couple potions of climbing, but what do you know? We live next to the ocean and have not a single potion of water breathing.
What the hell?
That is quite a letdown.
It is.
Well, I am very sorry. If you had warned me, I could have ordered some, or made some. If you can wait, I can make them.
What about water walking?
Who would ever want to walk on water?
Jesus.
I would.
Huh?
I would.
Well,
My
then
name-
I'm very sorry for you, but I can help you with it.
You were a great help. Thank you so much.
I am sorry.
I think we're leaving.
Yeah.
I have potions
He's
of
got
fire,
any
bros!
potions of it.
Nope. Nope. I'm not. As we're walking out, I'm gonna say to Chuck, I don't think I'm visiting this place again. It never has the things we're looking for. It's goddamn awful, and his accent really hurts my ears.
I'm very
Where's
sorry!
he from? Where's he from? I've never heard that one
I
before.
kinda think his accent is funny.
Well, that's one way to look at it.
Actually, both of you make a history check.
Oh, I definitely don't know. But I'll roll.
History?
Yeah,
Now there's no way I know. I don't roll.
sure. I guess if Leos is with you and if he's interested, he could also make a roll.
He
could
doesn't.
thought about this. That accent sounds like basically country to the south of
The Gaul Kingdom?
Gaul Kingdom, like even further south, known as Lusicalda.
Okay.
And
It's like, if we're Germany, then he's Italy.
Yeah. You got that one right. Or Spain, who knows? Probably
Or Spain,
Italy.
yeah.
Okay. So as we're walking, is there a general like rings magic store, jewelry magic store? Because there are rings of water walking. I know that much. I don't know if there's rings of water breathing.
Well, once again, you could go to the Milos. That's the one you know. And once again, the Art of Wise does offer enchantments, although he definitely had enchanted jewelry. So if you're looking for rings or necklaces, he might have them. If you're looking for like armor,
Let's go.
he would not.
Yeah, let's go to Milos first, and then to let's make a quick tour until we can find a single ring or two.
All right. Let's see. I guess this is this. Right. You know, just to save us some time and to save me from another terrible accent, he has many things, including a couple spell scrolls, but
Yes, spell scrolls. What kind?
he has currently has 3 spell scrolls on hand. Rather simple, Expeditious Retreat, Sacred Flame, and Ray of Enfeeblement.
Okay, no thanks.
What's Expedition Retreat?
You can use the dash action as a bonus action once on each of your turns.
Also, it's concentration.
Also, it's concentration.
When you cast a scroll, it's concentration?
Yeah, it's all. It's like casting
casting a
normally without the
spell,
spell slot.
Hmm,
It's not
okay.
like a magic item.
Well, it depends on an item.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That was Milo's, right?
yeah, Milo doesn't have anything water related.
Okay, it does.
Does he have fly?
No.
Okay.
Does. Oh god, I already forgot the last shop.
Art of Wise?
What's the last? Art of Wise. Yeah, that one. That's the guy that looks like the thing that like a Java, right? It's dressed like a Java.
Well, I wouldn't.
Isn't it?
I wouldn't say he's looking like a Java. Not even close.
Okay, but yeah, you know it's that one. Okay,
Yeah, look at what we're talking
Jabba
about.
the Hutt.
that's where I bought the crystals.
Yes,
It's good to know.
that's very important.
Sure.
It doesn't go. All right. So same stuff. You're looking for water-related shit.
Or fly. Fly can also be useful.
Well, as usual, he has a shitstorm of wands. Let's see. He certainly has some very impressive stuff. Including like a new item, I'm not sure if you're gonna be interested in, but you will have definitely noticed it. Is like there's a table, a small, tall table that has on top of it rather small, about this big metallic tower that looks like rook from chess, but like if it's chess piece, it's a very big one. There's also like, funnily enough, actually no, it's not there. Sorry. But if you ask about that kind of stuff, oh, ha! He does have a potion of water breathing, a single potion.
Nice.
I'll buy it.
Give me a moment as I check how much it costs.
Is chess a game in this world?
There's Dragon Chess, which is more like a war game than chess.
But with the same piece?
No, it's more like it's actually like a war game, like Warhammer, where there are like ground units, air units, underground units, and it's played on 3 boards.
Okay.
So I guess like the idea is similar, but in a way it's a little more complicated than chess, I suppose. Wait a moment. Let me find this stuff in the book because I'm getting distracted. Oh, here it is. Alright, and let's go here. And it's common, so that's good for you. And let's go with this. Alright. He will sell you that potion of water breathing for just 250 gold.
What?
Let's see what else interesting he might have. Just a moment. He also has a couple spell scrolls. He actually has a couple like musical instruments hanging on the walls. But no, he currently has no enchanted jewelry that you're looking for.
What's
Go ahead.
what's that big salt shaker there?
That artifact is known as Darn's Instant Fortress. It is a rather expensive artifact that, once thrown to the ground, and once the command word is pronounced, turns into a small fortress.
Permanently?
No, it can be turned back into a figurine and into a fortress at your convenience.
That is an interesting one.
It is indeed. Though, if your resources are at the levels they were previously, it would be well out of your reach.
Still are for now, still are. Thank you for the potion, though. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Just so that we don't waste some time, I remember you wanted something from him.
No.
Something that had to do with your clothes.
No, I don't remember wanting. I can only do that when I have my money, and I don't have money yet, so
Sure.
no way to do it yet. And I don't know who would be able to enchant such things, so not quite yet.
Clothes of indestructible thread.
Yeah, something like it.
Adamantine robe of self-cleaning.
Of mending and self-cleaning.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I think we're leaving for now. And as we're sort of walking back towards, I assume, the harbor, I'm gonna ask the other two what kind of progress they've made so far with looking for and about that ship. Like, did you find anything other than where it lays, or is it just?
I did find out which one it is. So it's that super huge thing there, and as far as we have seen, they only loaded cargo into it. We haven't seen anything suspicious yet. I have rented us a ship for the evening. Some shady people.
How shady?
Pretty shady. And lying. But I think that type of people that can be bought for good money.
Good.
But we
need to pretend like this act, right? I forgot it.
What?
He's
What?
trying to be a nobleman that's trying to impress us with his fishing capabilities or something.
Lord Cocker Spaniel, I think it was, or something like
Right,
that.
right.
Exactly.
What?
What?
So, before we get into that, I had a thought. This
Trigger starts
information-
clapping his hands.
This information that he is supposedly on this boat kind of dropped right in front of our feet.
Yes.
From my line of work, information doesn't do that. Except
You think
for it's supposed to be there. Which means that it's some kind of a trap.
Well,
Wait.
Severus did warn us.
Yeah, wait. I haven't finished my thought. My thought
It's a
was,
long thought.
what if we are not supposed to be here tomorrow? What if the whole thing is just some kind of lure to get us out of the city because we are someone who's actually capable of handling what might go down tomorrow?
That's a
What?
good point, actually.
I think so too. So that's something we should talk about, because if we go to the boat and some major stuff is happening here, which we are not supposed to prevent, that would be bad. It would also be bad if Ceruleus is actually on the boat and we're not there to punch his dick.
I think there's a pretty easy solution for that one. I mean,
Split the party!
no, not exactly what I mean. I mean, Melora, you've been turning into birds for a while now.
I could always fly over the ship and see if I can get a glimpse of him there. And report back
Yeah.
and tell you guys.
I mean, how long can you be a bird for?
I think at least an hour.
I think it's druid level divided by 2, but I'm not entirely certain.
Forever till she decides to drop it, isn't it?
No, that's not true.
No, it is time limited,
Hard to
but
druid level around
I,
So
Okay,
5 hours
5 hours. Yeah.
per charge.
So,
You could basically keep an eye on that ship from a very good point of view the entire time. Or for a long time at least. And it would give us the most up-to-date information on that card. Also, I don't think him being here or on the ship makes a difference in whatever's going to be going down tomorrow. Ceruleus doesn't get his hands dirty, is my impression. And I'm very confident in our abilities, but I'm not quite as confident that I'd say the entire military of Nebo can't handle something we can.
Sure of that.
I don't know. It feels like it's him dodging whatever's about to go down tomorrow. and at the same time probably making a nice little trap for us. Or maybe a little bigger than little if you look at the size of that ship.
Let's say even if it is a trap, if Cyrillus is not on that ship, we don't really have an interest in it. But if he is on that ship and it is a trap, then we can actually gain something from it.
Yeah. Also, if Melora keeps a watch out, we can get an idea of how many people are actually gonna be on that boat, civilians and the like, or if it's gonna be if all of them look armed to their teeth. Then the moral conundrum of sinking that ship isn't quite as bad. Did you see if there are any like smaller boats they use to travel to land, like for safety purposes in case the big one sinks?
Rescue boats?
Rescue boats, yes.
I would not probably have not seen any of them
No,
if they are not visible on the deck.
they are visible. It's impossible to miss them.
We see-
Such a ship has a lot of rescue boats. Not as many as a modern ship would have, because, well,
They're inflatable.
no, because people didn't care that much about safety back then. But enough.
If you see those rescue boats, I mean, turning the bigger ship into a leaking peak or into anything that leaks a lot of water will make them have to evacuate into the smaller ones, and whoever sits on those smaller ones is not the hardest of targets, right?
That's a lot of ifs.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't doubt that I can sink that ship. I really don't.
Yeah, but we're doing it if no one's there innocent.
No, innocents can escape onto rescue boats, right?
Do you really think he would have enough rescue boats for the innocent people that would be on there if it's for a party? He'd
We'll
probably
have to,
save those just for himself.
we'll have to wait and
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be women and children first.
No, it's gonna be Ceruleus first, and then everyone else after, sure. But as long as there are plenty of boats, who cares?
And to be fair, they are not going to be very far out. So if actually the boat sinks, there would be enough time to get some help from the harbor.
They're gonna be
50
a day's
miles.
travel away from harbor, at least.
Yeah, 50 miles out in
you
sea
can
is not that
survive
far.
swimming in the sea for at least 2 days. You should put a bit more trust into common folk.
Sure. Okay. And we have a single potion of water breathing, which, well, honestly, what I'd like to do most is follow them by ship, but try to catch a rest or something on there, because I think we could really use whatever support we have in Melora's. It'll make a world of difference if we are basically untargetable beneath water or able to walk on it in comparison to having to fight from one small ship onto the other bigger one or just boarding it.
Question is if we have enough time.
Well, from what Severus said, it's bound to travel for the entire day tomorrow as well, right? Something like it.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah. Also, I have some new information for the lot of you too. In particular, I got a message through the Sending Stone from King Albert. Word for word, it goes something like Everesca requests Heron's talents as Anna's escort, and that he needs me in Kreutzung by the winter solstice, which is still further away. And it feels real weird to me that he asked in the first place after the tone he chose the last few times, which is why I'm gonna make certain that nothing fishy is afoot here. But
Was it the code word?
yeah, the code word was there, but it still feels wrong. I think I'm gonna ask Rubius to send the king a direct message. I think that's the
He wants-
easiest
Okay.
way.
He wants you to escort the princess?
Well, he
You
wants
specifically?
all of us as Anna's escort, but he wants me specifically in Kreutzung by the December holiday, by winter solstice. Don't know why. And I haven't sent the message back yet, so I can still do that, but yeah. Doesn't it feel fishy to you guys too?
I mean, does it? We are Heron's talents.
Yeah, but the sudden change of tone. Last time it was, if you can spare the time, if you've got the time, then sure. Something like that. This time it's a very specific request.
Maybe he's the king. He can be demanding when he needs to. And that wasn't actually demanding. It just says what he needs.
Yeah, there's going to be something up. He will, if he calls on you, he will need something from you.
Yeah.
But if it were really pressing matter, he would urge you to come directly.
True.
Or maybe Anna requested that you come.
Unlikely.
Melora just grins.
Let's see, how many words is this? 14.
So while you guys are considering your plans on how you're gonna be getting into the ship and whether you're even gonna be getting there, I'm gonna go and annoy Melora for a little bit. So, because last time I didn't really have time to do this, and for other reasons, let's make a little bit of a flashback to the morning of this day, as you, Melora, are awaking in your room, which has become rather solitary now that Pivot has gone, and you have the whole room to yourself. Well, and Ralph.
And she's very downtrodden about that.
Yeah. But in any case, you feel a lot better after getting your long rest, and the stress of the previous day has partially passed, and your hair have finally seemed to have lost most of the static electricity they had before, and are finally agreeing to be combed into a relatively appropriate hairdo. But as you are busy doing that, and as well as preparing yourself for the day, you can't help but once again trace that spiral scar on your chest, and I feel there's more to it than it was before. It has acted up again in the glittering halls, and you're not quite sure what happened, but your friends are giving a rather surprising story of what happened to you. And you remember the time when Tracker tried to hold your hand on tram and was shocked by you, and for some reason you feel like if you tried to, you could perhaps try it again on purpose. As well as the feeling that there's still something more, like this feeling like there's something deeper behind this scar and behind just the way you feel, but you're not quite sure what it is or how to use it. But along with those dreams you've been having for a while, it's all rather worrying, and you'll have most likely to play a little bit with your powers to see what's going on.
Alright.
If you'd like to try something right now, you're welcome to.
Is there anything like metal in the room?
There's like a metal jug and a metal tray.
I'm going to shuffle my feet like you would when you're trying to build static shock, see if that helps. And I'm gonna walk over and hold my hand slowly out to the, like inch it forward ever so slowly to the metal, see if I conduct some kind of electricity.
Make an attack roll. Sure, let's go with that.
Just a regular like
Yeah.
attack roll.
Yeah.
1d20.
Well, it's gonna be the same. Like you have Thorn Whip on your list. It's gonna be the same because it's most likely a spell.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. That's 1d. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically 1d20 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom plus 1.
So 1d6 plus 1. All right.
No, not that. It's an attack roll, not a damage roll.
Uh,
What you rolling? Wisdom spell attack or what?
A spell attack roll, yeah.
So d20 plus 9.
Plus 10. Alright, yeah. Because her staff gives her plus 1. Alright, I don't know why I had you roll it, but whatever. Yeah, like as you hold your hand slightly above the metal jug, you concentrate on it, and like a spark of electricity moves down your hand, and like a current of electricity jumps from your finger and onto the surface of the jug, and like holds there, like connecting your finger and the jug. It's like
and it's just a constant stream of electricity. It's not like a quick static shock or anything.
It lasts a couple seconds and then dissipates.
Wasn't there a gem on? Oh no, there was a it was a flower. Never mind. I was trying to think if there was something still on her staff since it transformed from when we had that fight. Okay, I will work on practicing this later. I'm going to go join my friends now.
Alright. Yeah, let's go back to real time. So.
Anyway, in real time is probably when Arls takes out the sending stone to Rubius and puts that message through.
Huh?
Okay, so I think the best way to go from here, I mean, there's not much we can do until we have some more information, right? We need to know if Ceruleus is going to be boarding or not. That's probably most of what the information we need, and whatever else we can gather too, but I mean, is there anything else we would want to do immediately?
Not that I could think about.
No, not really.
Well, didn't you want to go to the fish market? I could see like giant fish. It might help us.
All right, that you can turn into.
If you're gonna do it, do it soon, so that because you are definitely our best bet for keeping watch over the ship. No one can do it as well as you can, or like and be as indetectable. So if you want to go for that, do it soon, I think.
All right,
then-
we can go now.
Mhm.
Yeah. So me and Malora will go to the fish market.
Alright. Just for the hell of it. Make me a perception check, both of you.
Ooh, fish.
I guess to a certain extent, this is a rather strange experience to Melora, since you have been brought up rather far away from large bodies of water. So you haven't seen that many fish, definitely not ocean fish. I guess you might not have even known that fish can be a couple meters long. And while Traeger is, judging by his role, mostly distracted by something rather than watching at the fish, he has lived long enough in Nebo to give you at least a couple names. So I don't know what you're gonna do with this information, but you find definitely dead and for sale sea bass. You find a couple stalls that are selling tuna, both cut and uncut, as well as several more fishes that I need to look up because I don't know the names of fish in English.
Salmon.
I guess.
Marlin, particularly, is there a marlin? Because I think they're strong swimmers, if I remember right.
Oh dear, just as soon as I see what kind of fish it actually is.
I might be saying the name wrong because I'm not a big fisher myself.
Oh, that
Any-
one. Yeah,
any
most
crack-
definitely.
Octopuses.
Most definitely.
Whales. Sharks.
No
dolphins.
whales, no sharks, no dolphins. Enough octopuses, shrimp, prawn. Yeah, those. Actually, I guess there will be like very few, but still present stingrays. Walrus, shellfish, and
Swordfish.
Huh?
Yeah, swordfish. Okay.
A couple of those as well.
Ooh, that could come in handy if we get them in the water.
You aren't. Wait, I thought you need to see these fish in order to become them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's a fish with a sword on his nose. That could be awesome.
Wow, I never knew that such a thing existed.
It's called a swordfish.
Crabs.
Ooh, and
Crabs.
she's running around like Ariel in The Little Mermaid.
Like if you wanted to actually be able to turn into those fishes, you definitely have to like walk up to them and turn them around and look how they work. Because just looking at them will not be enough, and you have to look in quite some detail. So
Question is, would any of the vendors allow me to do that?
as long as
As
they
long as you
believe that
don't
you're
seem
buying,
like- Yeah, as long as they don't think you're doing something fishy with it.
Okay, yeah, so I'll study both the marlin, the swordfish, and I'll study a stingray.
Sure. By the way, interestingly enough, as you're moving through the marketplace, actually, you know what? I need everyone except for Jesse to turn off your sound in Discord for a moment.
How do I turn off my sound in Discord in a call?
The same as not in a call, basically where you mute your microphone but mute your headphones. Yeah, okay.
Okay, turning it off.
Yeah. Seven. All right. Sure. As you are traveling around the marketplace, you can't help but notice a couple times scarlet ponytail in the crowd of people.
Does it look like that girl that kept thinking I was trying to take Trago from her?
Well,
remember her name.
You're not sure if it's exactly her because you never catch more than a glimpse, but that is a very specific color of hair, so maybe.
Okay.
So, and as Trego turns around, the octopus is. Oh, yeah, you guys. Alright. We're gonna play. So, what's next?
So have you gotten a good look in it?
I think we're ready to go. And as she takes Trego's arm, she whispers in his ear, I think someone's following us with got like bright scarlet crimson hair and a ponytail.
Does that description sound familiar?
Yes.
Okay. Don't panic. Hold my hand.
She holds it.
And I kind of bring her close, and then we walk along the market side by side. Really close. Don't let go of me.
I won't.
As that is happening, like, Mallory, you notice the ponytail a couple more times and in more detail, enough to confirm the owner, and it is exactly who you thought.
Oh, it's your friend.
I wouldn't call her a friend. It's the cat.
She's not a friend of yours?
She stole my first kiss.
Oh, wait a minute. You guys kissed?
Right in front of you.
It was? I thought it wasn't in front of anybody.
No, it's when
It
she
was
rescued.
extremely in front of everybody. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was when she rescued us from Cerilia's mansion.
Rescue, yes.
Shoot. I'm sorry. I didn't know she wasn't a friend.
But, well, I would let's try and lose her for now. I don't know if I would call her a friend, but for now, let's just try and lose her.
Melora nods. Do we stealth away?
You could try.
Alright, I guess we try to sneak away. Or get out of her point of view.
Sure. Okay.
There it is.
Like roll stealth.
Yeah, sure. And make me perception checks. Make me perception checks.
Nice rolls.
For perception, yeah.
Hmm.
Trigger, you know the city as the back of your hand. That last alleyway turn you did, you shake her off. Good job. Melora, she is following you along the roofs.
God damn it. Good, I think we lost her.
I don't think so, and she glances her eyes up.
Trigger kind of looks up.
Is there any particular reason why she'd be following us?
I don't know.
You think she maybe has information to tell us? I mean, maybe we should approach her.
Okay. But you do the talking, because I'm kind of weird with this.
I'm gonna call out, excuse me? You can come down, we see you. Did you have something to tell us?
Trego stands behind Melora if she comes down.
There's a sound of someone trying to be very quiet and considering their next move. Nobody comes down.
I mean, we're the... I don't know. I guess she doesn't have anything to tell us. Trago's here if you want to say hi.
No, don't offer me a tribute.
It's not a tribute. She probably just wants to see you. She told me that she likes you, I think.
I don't know. I've dealt in my past with crazy women before, but not crazy women that actually kissed me.
Maybe it was her way of just saying she liked you. I know it was sudden, but maybe she didn't know any other way to confront it.
I really don't like redheads.
Well, at any point, maybe she doesn't have anything important to tell us. Maybe she's just curious about you. And we should just head back to the others then.
Yeah, I guess.
Right. Meanwhile, what are the others doing? I guess it was Selim, Leos, and Jahan.
Charles.
Arles, yes. No! You're
Um,
suddenly brought into the world of D&D!
Oh shit, this is
You're
gonna be bad.
11, you're a commoner now.
Okay. I think we're just so the vantage point we had here was sort of a lookout over the general harbor, right? Like a little elevated, something
Yeah.
like that, where we can see the big ship from.
Yeah.
I
easily.
probably
I mean, you
I
won't
probably
see the
went-
details, but you definitely would see like that the ship is there. There's a lot of movement around it, and you're pretty sure that like if for some reason like party people will start arriving, you will most likely understand that it's them, and considering its size, you will even most likely notice him. Because after all, he has to board the ship. There's not too many ways to do this, but you won't see any faces.
But we're still pretty early, right? Or
You were told that the
How-
ship will leave in the evening. It's still like 2-3 hours until it could be considered evening. So
okay, cool. Yeah, so I think I just went to buy some pastries and stuff so we can, while we chill here and wait for the two who can, or at least the one who can actually do the real scouting to return. I don't think there's anything in particular we.
are you buying
looking
only
to
for
do.
yourself?
No, of course, not for everyone.
Alright, considering that you're buying for Jahan as well, let's go with 7 silver.
Sure.
I know it's terrible, but I mean, you gotta pay.
No, that's fine. 9. Oh god. Okay. I adjusted.
Right.
Oh. Anyone hate these lookout jobs as much as I do? I bet you don't.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Sometimes you see cool stuff.
that's what I thought.
And sometimes it's very boring, like today.
How can you say that, friends? Look at all those ships! They're humongous! This is amazing! These pastries
wrong,
are amazing!
You sound
Okay.
different today.
Glad you like them.
Right, because of the pastries!
That must be it, yeah.
Oh, I hope they return soon.
For a second there, I really thought Dan was playing Ceruleus, and then I remembered he was playing Jahan.
Yeah, it took me a fraction of a second too. I was like, is he here? No, okay, we're good. We're good.
Ceruleus has slightly different voice.
Yes.
A less hyped voice.
Most definitely less high voice. Yeah, sure,
Okay.
like, you wait, I guess, like, for another... Actually, like, if you wait for Melora and Dragon to actually go to the market, check fishes long enough for Melora to learn how to turn into them, considering their maneuver, it's gonna take, like, at least an hour for them to regroup with you.
Yeah. An hour is plenty of time to
So now you have, like,
munch on pastries.
2 more hours, most likely,
Should
until it's
we-
done the evening.
Make some perception checks while we are waiting there. To
Are you looking for something specific?
No.
Then I'm gonna
I'm
use your passive
looking
perception.
specifically for Ceruleus.
There you go.
Good answer.
Sure, roll a perception check. I mean, if you're looking for a whole hour, it's still gonna be your passive perception. Mostly.
Okay.
The ship is like almost finished loading, as far as I can tell. At least there are a lot less crates on the pier and a lot less people carrying them, but still no carriages have arrived, no big people, no people in fancy clothes.
What's the time of the day at the moment?
About 5.
Okay, so
So, like the
I
sun
mean,
is gonna
if-
set in a couple hours.
I mean, normally if you go to something like high class event, they normally start somewhat in the evening. So I would assume that maybe until the sun has fully gone down, they just do all the preparations, load all the food, all the drinks, and all whatever.
If it is a real party, yeah, sure.
If it
Oh,
is.
you're probably right. I mean, you'd know more about these things than I would. Let's see. Are they returned yet? Are returning yet?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hello. What did you find?
Well, I found out how to turn into 3 different types of fish. Trego and I were also being followed. I'm gonna glance around. Is she still anywhere that I can tell?
Make a perception check. No.
Followed by who?
I would say she's not really a friend of Trego's, but the cat girl
Cat.
that helped us out.
Okay.
It's not funny.
Oh yes, it is. Oh, it definitely is.
Who's that?
The cat is. Well, you remember how we broke into Ceruleus's house,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all just a false pretense, so we could detract from her actually breaking into the place where the valuables were stashed. She's like this master or expert thief, something like it. And she has a lot of really cool gadgets, and apparently, I'm not sure if she loves or hates Trego or both at once, but something like it. Somewhere in between, I think. Anyway, probably might be the patrician, might be her own interest, might be the patrician having an eye over us, since she does work for him specifically.
But she broke into his. Oh wait, no.
Into Ceruleus'
Working.
home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I called out to her, because I told her that we could see her, she didn't. She didn't come out. So
Did Trego call her out? Maybe she
No.
wanted to, for
Well, I
him
told
to
her that
run
he-
her down.
I told her that Trego's here. He could come. She could say hi to him, but
But you
She
are
didn't
his
go.
girlfriend. Why would she come down if his girlfriend is around? If she does have a crush on him, he should be alone in some alley waiting for her.
I didn't think
no,
of that.
No.
Why not?
No.
Can't be that bad, Trego.
I really don't know how to read this girl. I can understand Oko's motivations. I can understand Ceruleus' motivations. I can't understand hers.
Oh god.
Well, I could read her.
I'm so sorry for you, Melora.
Why?
Why?
Just look at how good he is at reading women. Ugh.
Trego's Trego. I wouldn't ask for anything else.
See, you know how to respond. He doesn't. Whatever. Could you please take a closer look? And I don't know. I think we can wait somewhere nearby, but I mean, we are anything but inconspicuous, so I think it would be best if you took a closer look.
Wouldn't she be useful for this whole?
Oh, she would, but I think she's too much of a coward to come down right now, so I think we're safe. Okay.
Make me a perception check since you're looking.
I can't even find her with a natural 20, so... yeah.
I mean, she's definitely not around.
Yeah. Or I'm pretty sure I can't see her. If she's
You're
around.
pretty sure you can't see her.
Mm-hmm. So, if Melora were to turn into a bird and take a closer look, maybe that also heightens our chances of the cat coming out.
But
Who
we
knows?
need to save it for
For
the
what?
mission. The mission.
No, we... Don't you only need a quick break for that one, Melora?
I think a short rest restores 1, if I remember right. It restores 2? Okay, good.
Does it?
Yeah, I would just need to rest after the first time for a
I
little
mean,
bit.
we're gonna be resting anyway when we get to that boat of the shady people, because we can't really make a move until it's out on waters that don't belong to Nebo, so we're gonna be resting either way. And if you can stay a bird for hours at a time, I think it's a great use of it.
Yeah, and for maybe the first... Well, I probably shouldn't cast invisibility then, since it only lasts an hour.
Hmm.
Alright, do you guys want me to head out now?
Sure, why not? I mean,
We can't hear you if you're talking,
I
actually.
can't hear you if you're talking.
Try reconnecting. That kind of stuff. Hello?
Tal? Can't hear you if you're saying something.
Can hear the town tonight.
He dropped.
Yes, he did. I think he's completely restarting. Alright, in any case, while we're waiting for him, what was somebody trying to do?
I think Melora's gonna be
No, right.
a bird.
Yeah.
Right.
Be a bird and fly overhead, keep an eye on the ship, see how many... Like, what type of passengers are getting on, how many passengers are getting on, if any of them are armed. Biggest thing if we see Ceruleus get on, stuff like that.
Just because I'm a terrible person and I can do this, I'm gonna ask you what kind of bird you're turning into.
Would she wouldn't have seen a seagull. Shit.
She would have seen a seagull, you wouldn't have studied them long enough.
Right.
Because you didn't tell me you were.
Right. I guess a hawk?
Right.
That's the only other bird she's seen, really, or knows enough.
Sure. Alright. You. Just a moment. Yeah, so sure, you turn into your hawk and soar into the air, going towards the pier and circling around the minute a couple times. It definitely seems that the loading process has mostly completed. There are very few crates left on the pier and a lot less workers. The remaining are, however, still like bringing barrels and crates aboard the ship. There are a couple cranes operating and like bringing barrels and nets onto the ship, which is being loaded into lower decks through a large opening in the middle of the upper deck. The sails are all up. The ship is definitely not ready to go anywhere right now. You see sailors around, mostly overlooking the loading, but maybe a dozen people altogether, which is definitely not enough for a ship this big. You definitely don't see its rulers anywhere above ground. Obviously, he might be inside of the ship and have been there for a long time, but you don't see him around. And as far as you can tell, everybody currently present at the scene are either sailors or pier workers. Port workers.
Okay, I'll just keep flying around for an hour until if something interesting happens. I know that was the plan.
Well, I wanted something interesting to happen, but then our wonderful Tal lost his internet.
Well, maybe we can flash back to that while we see Melora for a couple of hours or so.
Yeah, I guess so. Every moment.
Sorry.
Actually, since we have time for this, let's go with.
Maybe. Do I get a message from Rubius? or
Yeah,
something?
that exactly. You do get a message from Rubius, basically saying, well, code word, and then something like confirmation of message sent by Albert. Not enough words for proper sentences.
Okay.
And then, like, everything all right?
Did he send it by stone or otherwise? Because otherwise, by stone I can't respond because I've already.
I guess he's
But if
gonna. I guess he's gonna speak directly into your head. Yeah, sure.
In that case, yeah, I'm gonna say. Let me type so I know how many words I have.
Well, if you want to do exactly 25 words, sure, go ahead. All right. Meanwhile, as you're waiting for anything to happen, Jahan excuses himself for a moment and returns slightly later with a bucket, with a paper bucket full of there's fried fish, like fried chicken wings, like stuff you can buy in stalls next to the port. And he's like, "This is amazing! I never thought you could cook like this. They use so much oil, they don't even change it." And I guess like after the first half an hour, Melora, you actually get somewhat tired to fly around because just if you want to stay in place, you can't catch the air current. You have to flap your wings, and it's tiring. So you just sit down on one of the mast beams and look around, and nothing much happens. But then when the sun starts already like setting on the horizon, and you can't help but be impressed as you finally actually get the chance to see a sunset in Nebo. And since you are on the port side, you see the light of the setting sun reflecting off of the observatory on the roof of Lady Khazar's palace. And you understand why it's called the Sunset Palace. It looks like it's not an observatory, but there's a humongous ruby on top of her palace that constantly changes its colors depending on where the sun is, going from like yellowish into pink into bright red, and the reflection from the windows reflect onto the rock, onto the cliffside behind her, creating this beautiful kaleidoscope of reddish colors. And you're not the only ones watching. There are many people that came down to the port to watch the sight. Some of them are definitely tourists, some of them are couples who came here for a romantic evening. And it's generally becoming more crowded this time of the day, since you're not exactly in the port, you're more like on a street above it. So the streets are starting to get filled with people, and there are less cars passing by, more people just walking and enjoying themselves. And Stalls are being set up with people selling food, drink, some goods and trinkets, and um, various street entertainers also line sides of the streets, knowing that a lot of people are gonna be here, and like as you feel at about like 7 something, that's when you see the first well, not carriages arrive, because carriages are not really allowed in Nebo, but like carried palanquins from which people in fancy looking clothes start walking out and walking towards the ship that by now has been loaded with everything completely. There are no workers inside. The pier has been cleared, and actually remember those like security guys you saw at Ceruleus Mansion? Like a dozen of those are currently on the pier, basically like lining it and making some sort of, you know, like checkpoint, and they're letting people through. And as people are arriving, some of them arrive with their own private security, which further increase the amount of people on the pier. And like you see men, you see women, you see some children. Everyone looking very posh, in evening dresses, no luggage at all, but people are walking down the pier, and there's like large boards that have been placed from pier onto the ship with a carpet, and people are walking onto the ship. The hole, not the hole, but the opening in the middle of the ship has been closed by now, and currently people are mostly lounging on the upper deck, which has more than enough place. And by the way, another like important thing of notice, Melori, you have noticed that the deck has 4 like large tripods on it, 2 at the front of the ship, 2 in the back, but whatever is supposed to be installed on those tripods is currently not there. Still no sight of Ceruleus, as I drag time, hoping that Tal is gonna reconnect at any moment.
I have something I
Yeah.
can do in the meanwhile, apart from the first message that I'll be sending to return to Rubius. I will also be sending a reply to King in that case.
I'm not sure Rubius knows who Ceruleus is. He
Yeah, I'm not
definitely
sure
knows
either,
who
but-
Orko is. I
Mhm.
think you've told him about Orko.
And the second message is rather similar. It looks message to King like this. Nothing really different from the other case, just to wait. And obviously, since I heard the voice in my head, I'm gonna tell the other people that apparently there isn't really anything wrong with the change in tone. You were right. It's just apparently he has a more concrete vision of what he wants us for now. But it does change our. It doesn't change our plans, but it does put us a little more on timer. Because today is the 19th, and if we want to reach Taubmuig on time, I think we need to leave by the 21st. So, well, not entirely sure how that's all gonna work out, but we'll have to make do somehow. Maybe we can up the travel pace the way we did last time, if it worst things comes to worst, but I'd rather not. Burned through quite a bit of money when we did that to get the assassin and your mother back to.
Actually, since the
Nebo.
player remembered this, I'm gonna interfere for a moment as Jahan. Didn't we get permission to use the flying birds? Burps?
We did, but only for Thor, right?
I don't know.
He He spoke he spoke about a direct road to Thorn if we wanted to take it that way, but I'm not sure if we can use it for anything else. We would have to inquire for that,
Oh,
I think.
okay.
I don't know.
There were big birds in the mountains, but we kind of hid from them usually.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I'd really like one for the trip today rather than for Thor, but
Well, I do have one Pegasus.
how many people does it fit?
One.
Yeah. I think we'll be using that anyway, right? I mean,
I thought about that. How about if we just teleport ourselves onto the ship?
I've said it before, I do not want to set foot on that ship.
Then
Wait,
what are we
actually-
going to do with with a ship if we're not going to go onto the ship?
Well, apart from potentially sinking it, which looks worse and worse by the amount of people. Going
Yeah,
onto it.
exactly. So we actually have to get
Well-
onto the ship to reach anything.
Well, look, there's a little bit of information you maybe don't know. And that is that Oko wants me very specifically. I think he'll be interested in the rest of you, but he has a very, very concrete interest in me. He has injected me with, had me kidnapped before and injected me with stuff. He's been trying to make something like me in at least one place where we found, and all of the letters sort of speak of me as a medium of some sorts that he wants to use. So that is why I personally would rather not step onto that ship. Perfectly fine providing support from outside, be it flying or something in some other way, but I really don't want to get on that ship. I have a bad feeling about that part.
If Ceruleus is actually going to go onto the ship
Mm-hmm.
and we need to capture him,
Mm-hmm. I can make 3 people fly and fly around on the outside. But I
well, what are you going to do if he hides down below?
provide
Just
air
fly
support.
around and wait for 10 minutes until you drop into the water?
Well, keep everyone at deck busy. I really don't want to go below deck. I have certain feelings about certain things sometimes, and this feels wrong. Not sure. Worst comes to worst, I'll board, but I'd really rather not. It feels like the clearest of traps set specifically for me. Also, I don't know what he injected all that time ago. I might be quite the risk to you lot anyway, depending on whatever, whenever.
Did you try to find out what it is?
Oh yeah, we tried many different things, but no one was successful. The doctors didn't know, the wizards didn't know. No idea.
That sounds cool.
Does it though? Does sounding kidnapped? Does getting kidnapped sound great? And waking up with a needle in your arm, as well as something that was put through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's sort of as cool as when you wake up and your friend has been turned to stone, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Exactly.
No. I mean, worst comes to worst, sure, I'll do my part and also get on that thing, but I can't swim, so
You can't swim.
never learned to. Grew up with Kreuzung, so never really had to until I went to Z.
Okay. I think you should take the water breathing
Yeah,
potion.
yes. Yes, I agree with that one. Very
Um,
much.
As you are discussing that, hey, look! Jahan points as there is some sort of commotion happening around the pier, and four of you, I have to remember that there are four of you, as well as Melora on her perch on the ship, see as a very familiar to you horseless levitating carriage comes down into the port, stops in front of the Minota Pier, and out of it, in his pristine suit and happy as a clam, comes out Cerulus. There's quite a ruckus as all of the other posh people seem to greet him, and he waves towards people and shakes someone's hands, and very quickly, accompanied by a small cloud of retainers and whoever wants to talk to him right now, he too heads down the pier towards the ship, across the boards, and onto the main deck of the ship.
All right,
Well,
at this point, I'll fly back to my friends.
as Johannes sort of put us up to seeing that, and we maybe see the hawk reapproaching. Well, hope that one's real, but it does look like we know where we're going tonight.
Did we all see it?
Johan just pointed it out to us.
I mean, you're not sure if it's Cerulus or an illusion or a bodyguard or a body double, but it's definitely something that looks a lot like him.
Probably Melora would be more clear on that part. What are you thinking?
I'm waiting.
I'm thinking that we should make sure that it's actually Ceruleus.
And how do you plan on doing that?
Well, I could become invisible and take a closer look.
You want to sneak onto the boat invisible? What happens when you
I
know,
teleport out. All the point of being invisible is that I'm not seen.
oh, I understand that much,
And
yeah.
with the ruckus of people going onto the boat and gathering up front,
I mean, and you think, how are you gonna make sure? You shake his hand? Like, what's the plan for making absolutely certain he's completely real? I don't know enough about illusions apart from the ones Pip usually used, so...
well, if it's an illusion, since if you spend enough time investigating it, you can see signs of it being an illusion, and once you see, you can actually see more and more of the illusion being an illusion.
Mm-hmm. I still think maybe Melora is better suited for that job too than you are. If she becomes maybe not a hawk, but some other bird that flies on close by, better chance to look at it, right?
Well,
I don't
considering
know.
that we are missing a substantial part of the crew, I suggest
Yeah.
we take our first break for like 10-15 minutes,
Yeah,
at least
see what
until
happens then.
Jesse comes back, see what Tal has to say. Because
Mhm.
between
Yeah.
the two of you, this is not much of a plan.
Yeah.
It's a very good plan, please.
But there's not much of it. Right. So, for the last half an hour is when actual people have started arriving, actual passengers, like civilians, and they've been arriving. Probably there's like a lot of them, and they're not in any hurry because they're rich people. And at the end of it, Cyrulus was the one who arrived. And as for alleviating some of your concerns, Milora would have definitely seen him at least like shake hands with a couple of people or pat somebody on the back. So
I don't know. You're the expert on illusions, Leos.
if I assume that Milora actually returned and turned back into a person.
She would have, and she would have said immediately,
Yeah.
sinking the boat is out of the question. There are children on board that ship.
We need to make sure that it's actually Ceruleus.
But and how would you do that any different than with the information she gave us?
Well, you would need to get close and see if it's an actual illusion. Or somewhat close.
What concerns me is those tripods that I told you about, the two in the front and the two in the back. What need would they have for that on a ship?
Out of character, did we see them, or did only she see them?
Only she saw them because they aren't that big. You wouldn't have seen them from far away.
What kind of material are they made from?
Wood.
Did you see? Wood.
Wood.
How big?
They were. I didn't ask that. Did I see how tall?
They're like 1.5 meters at the
tip.
Mm-hmm.
It's like cross platform, and then like about 1 meter tall. It seems like they were built to have something installed on them, but what?
What if that is actually there for ballistas? Some kind of weaponry to protect the boat.
I think if they're preparing for us specifically, it's gonna be something related to magic more than that kind of weaponry, but either way it's gonna be bad. I assume. It feels so weird, like all of these people that are actually going onto the boat, and they seem real, right? Real people joining the boat, real nobles, or rich people who are actually going on this joyride with him.
If that's an illusion, that's a pretty strong illusion for him to, like, make all these people up.
I wouldn't even know where to start to look if that's not the case, you know, but it feels so weird because like Severus said, it has to be some sort of trap, right? But what sort of trap where you put people? Is it just because? Is it just a simple precaution so we don't sink the ship because he knows exactly what kind of people we're with? Might be, you know.
That might be it. It might also be that it's just a party.
Yeah, maybe.
And he's just trying to have a good time while the city explodes.
I don't know. Ceruleus seems like he's one step ahead of us each time. I mean, how did he know that we were going to get his mother? Oh, wait, he can spy on us. Speaking of which, have you noticed anything, Orlus? You noticed it last time.
I haven't been looking, to be perfectly frank, this time. I can only look for a couple of hours at a time, or an hour at a time, and I don't want to do it right now. Because if we're gonna be getting into action tonight, that's the same circle as minor teleportation, Misty Step, so it's rather dangerous to use the resources on it. especially when we're just lounging about for most of the time.
I still feel like Ceruleus is trying to force us to do the wrong thing, even just by deciding if we go to the boat or if we stay in the city. Feels like if we stay in the city and shit goes down, we are just here to watch.
I remember that feeling.
And if we go to the boat and the stuff in the city actually gets out of hand and we might be an actual contribution, then we will still feel like shit because we had a chance to get Ceruleus.
Yeah. Well,
What if it's both?
yeah. Issue is, it's not like we can really, find out in any of those cases what's going to actually happen before it happens. Unless some of you have, in the meantime, decided to develop some powers of seeing into the future. But
Wait.
I haven't.
Melora. Couldn't we just spy at least a bit on Ceruleus with your scrying spell?
I think he, like many people, wears one of those amulets that makes you immune to it.
Okay.
He's rich enough. I think we tried once and we got the I'm not sure anymore.
Did we? I don't remember us trying. I remember trying on the traveler guy that Ralph bit his leg off of, but I don't remember trying on Ceruleus.
I think it was way before we assaulted his home, but I'm not sure anymore. Also, what circle is that?
Not sure. Let me take a look. I hope I'm looking at the right thing. Divination?
I meant the power of the circle, like what level.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Divination is school of magic.
Yeah.
Since we're all trying to be a character here.
Yes, we're trying.
It doesn't look like it has a
Spell
circle
level.
range or anything on it.
Spell
Spell of level 5.
Yes. It's pretty expensive if we are to go into... Oh, here comes someone. Drago, hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Nice.
Oh, it worked. Thank God.
Okay, cool. It's pretty expensive if we are to go into the entire thing tonight, either way, right? So...
Yes, but we are resting, aren't we?
Yes, why?
I'm able to conserve some of my power and gain it back when we rest.
In that case, I don't mind. Sure, why not? We can give it a try, right? And let's quickly catch Tal up, maybe? That sounds like a good idea. So Tal, basically, not much has happened since you left. We scried on the boat, or not scried, we had Melora look at the boat for multiple hours, and basically, after they finished loading, the first couple of nobles arrived and rich families with kids and so on and so forth, before the typical carriage without any horses in front of it that Ceruleus travels in came, and Ceruleus got out, shook a couple of people's hands, and got onto the ship as well. So, and Melora has just returned to us after that, and we're sort of still debating on what to do next, because now it sort of looks like he's going onto the ship, but we're still not sure what's happening in the city exactly or what we want to do per se. Also, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but now we know that there are innocent people on the boat.
Yeah.
Okay, he heard that.
Yes. Khan hates us.
It's a party.
Yeah, it is. What is
Haven't you heard about a party of only evil people?
No, unfortunately not. Okay. Do we want a flashback, or does it change too much? Done.
Nah, let's keep playing.
Okay. So that's where we are right now. If you wanna input anything to the current thoughts we had were maybe taking a second closer look, scrying on him, or also investigating what parts of it might be an illusion by Melora's hands.
By the way, as you're standing around discussing stuff, it seems that the ship is being prepared to set sail. It's like the boards have been removed. Pier workers are, like untying the ship, and there's general movement with the sails.
And it
Although it's
looks
gonna
like-
take a while longer for it to be completely prepared, but it's happening.
Hmm.
Like we need to decide if we're going on or off.
But we're not going on. Anyway, we're going to travel
On
with
our boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so checking maybe if it's an illusion or not, that'd be nice.
I think, and if we are to do that, we need to do it right now. Do you know any other bird farms? Because I think the hawk is a little conspicuous. Melora?
Maybe a finch?
If we scry on Cyrilius, doesn't that mean that if he is the guy, if whoever got on the boat is an illusion, that we will see Cyrilius in a different place?
Yes, well, we can start by scrying.
If it's successful, but yeah, let me give it a try.
Well,
And I'm gonna
just
sit down and try and focus, see if I can get a visual on Ceruleus.
Well, casting the spell takes at least 10 minutes, just as a reminder. Alright.
I still cast it if the group's okay with it.
sounds good to me.
Sure.
Mm. We know the target well, right, Dan?
You have met the target.
No, we know him very well. We know how he lives.
You
He's
have
visited us
nothing else
multiple
about
times.
him.
We've talked to him. We're very familiar with him, I'd say.
We know his voice.
Yeah, sure. And your spell DC is
17, I believe.
Interesting. Yeah, sure. You sit down, prepare your scrying orb, and start doing the spell. Much to the interest of surrounding folks who presume that this is gonna be performance or divination performance of some sorts, who start gathering around and waiting for you to complete your magic. As you carry on,
I distract them with my music.
they are very happy and think that something really cool is gonna happen. As you go through the movements of your spell, and by the time you basically almost finish it, sorry, the ship has almost been prepared for sailing. Like the sails are set and it's untied, and your orb clouds and your ice cloud and your vision goes away. You find yourself in a spacious but enclosed space. There are wooden walls, wooden floor. There are a lot of people in the room. There are tables and chairs and all those posh people you've seen. They are like a group looking at Cerulus, at whom you're looking. He's holding a glass of some drink in one hand, and he's talking. I am so happy to see you on the christening of my new ship, the Minotaur. It is a new achievement for our company, and I thank you all for the business you have brought to us. we tend to be fair and give back, so enjoy the food, enjoy the drinks. There will be rather curious entertainment prepared later on the upper deck. Hurrah! And drinks his drink.
Okay, so I end the spell. I looked at my party. He's on there. It's him.
Good.
I wonder if he's. But I think he may be expecting us. He said that there might be some interesting entertainment on the top deck tonight.
Well, I'm not entirely certain how we're gonna do this, but we're gonna do it. That much I know. It's just that everything I do kills people, innocent people who are gonna be standing close by.
We are not killing innocent people.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it.
We're not even trying to kill Ceruleus, actually.
I'm aware. Either way, I think we should start heading for the friends you hired, the shady people, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to brief us again on the act? Do we need to keep up?
Yes, my name is Lord Coca Spaniel. I come. Sorry, I close my eyes for a second. Focus. Scene. Okay, my name is Lord Coca Spaniel. I come from the southwest. I'm a diplomat with lots of ties to super important people, and I have a big temper. If things do not go my way, I will use my connections to imprison those who cross me. But I also spend shit ton of money to have a good time. And I will share everything I have with my good friends and those who are keen to help me.
You know, if it weren't for the name, I think I'd actually like that person.
I think I gave you an inspiration last week.
Yes,
For
you
the
did.
Lord Cuckoo's Panel. Upgrade it to 1d6, please.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's go, my friends.
Oh, wait, but what are we?
You're
Lucas.
just you are my bodyguard, and you I pointed Arles.
I'm wearing
You-
fancy clothes. I can be one of your friends.
Yeah, you're one of my friends. Melora, you look interesting enough to be one of my friends too.
Actually,
Jahan is my bodyguard as well.
Wait a minute.
a good question.
You're a bodyguard, Trego.
Trega and Jahan are going in full armor and full weaponry.
Yeah.
Laura, do you have your armor on? Your scale mail?
Yes.
Just painting the scene. Just painting the scene.
Oh wait, how about Melora is also Alce's bodyguard.
How about I take one of the two? And sure, maybe Melora is my bodyguard. Sure, sounds good to
Okay.
me.
I take the two guys. They are my bodyguards, but also my friends. Because they protect me from everyone.
Would you say they're your body guys? Or even buddy
Yeah.
guys?
Buddy
They are
guys.
my body guys.
Well,
Okay.
I think that makes you my buddy girl, Melora. Let's go.
Sounds like a plan, and she flexes.
And then we head straight towards the boat with the fishermen.
Alright. Well, it's gonna take you a while because you need to walk down the street into the port, etc., etc., etc. So Leos, you're looking like yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess your normal clothes do look fancy enough, especially considering the image you're painting. Alright, yeah. You walk down the pier exactly as you see Minotaur starting moving away from the pier. It seems like finally it has gained enough momentum to start setting sail. They're not sure how fast the ship is. I mean, it's moving slowly right now because it's a humongous ship in a small, well, not in a small, but in close port. But it does have a lot of sails, so there's like a tinge of doubt if that little shiplet is gonna be able to catch up with Minotaur, especially since it's by now the sun is basically has just set. There's enough light for you to move around, but if you move into the ocean on open sea, gotta hope for the moon, I guess. But you move past the Minotaur and down the pier into the less impressive parts, and there's the ship you have hired with the captain kind of like lounging at the entrance to the ship, his head ever present. And please remind me if you have paid him already.
I paid him 25 gold in advance.
I think half up front, yeah.
He seems... Actually, he does not seem to notice you, because he's currently not arguing, but more like... I mean, he's not the one doing the arguing, he's the one who is being taken aback and trying to understand what the fuck is going on. I didn't get paid enough for this. Because he's being engaged and talked to by a woman in a very...
Does she have a red ponytail, Dan?
She does not have a red ponytail. Her dress is like flowering. It's flowing with gauze and with a scarf, and it's not in any case transparent. It's not transparent at all, but it's made in a way that it helps the lady impress. And she does not have a scarlet ponytail, but yes, her long scarlet hair are let down, and she holds this relatively small, like, leather bag on one shoulder, and you just hear occasionally like a shrill R, and as you come in closer, like, they both notice your arrival, and she whips around. Ah, my lord, I have been expecting you.
You are already here. What a pleasant surprise. I thought I had to wait for you. Look at you, how beautiful you are.
No,
It is excellent to see you.
you have told me so much about your big fishing rod and how good you are with it. How could I missing it?
I go to her and give
She,
her
does
this.
this. Yeah.
I give her the hand kiss, and I say,
Has this captain given you trouble, my friend?
and I look fiercely at him.
She kind of
I
like
have rented your boat.
she kind of like takes you by the hand and, oh no, he's been such a charming gentleman. He told me so much about the nets and the fish.
All right. What is your name, Captain?
It's Hanford.
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 My name is
Indiana Hanford, yes.
Lord Cocas Beniel. It is a pleasure to meet you and your crew. Let us go onto the sea. Let us sail into adventure.
Of course, sir,
I-
please.
I give him 25 gold.
That is the rest of the amount that was promised you, but there shall be more if we have pleasure on
And
our
kind
trip.
of like puts them into the pocket, kind of like tries to wipe his coat. And he's like, oh, of course, my lord, please come aboard. This is not much, but this is the best ship you could have hired. You will be very, very impressed. And he leads
Good.
you all aboard the ship and like
Yeah.
lifts up the board. I'll just take care of the sails, and we're setting sail in a few moments. Please. Like kind of like whirls out the barrel, kind of like wipes the top of it. I'll be with you in a moment.
Captain, have you ever heard of watching different boat watching?
No.
No, it is a hobby of mine. I'm not much into fishing, but I prefer boat watching. And that boat over there, do you see it leaving? It is most beautiful and very new design, it seems like to me. I know quite a few ships, but I've never seen one like that. If we could set our fishing route to sort of go after them so I can follow my hobby, that would be very pleasant of you.
Well, you see, my lord, that is a very big ship belonging to very.
How much?
It's
I step closer and I step next to Owls and say, "Are you denying my friend a request?"
Of course not. We could follow it at a safe distance so that our ship does not get overturned in the wake of their travel, but...
Of course.
Yes.
No.
That is
course.
excellent.
Yes. I grab his shoulder very softly and say, "We will be very good friends, I see. It is going to be a very pleasant full-day trip with you, my friend."
Yes.
And I give him just a slight
Yes.
tap on the cheek. Yeah. And I go for my bag and take out a good, like the excellent noble wine, and hand it over to him with a very big gesture. "This is for you, my friend. Where I come from, I treat my personnel very good."
Oh, it looks like a wine from the Gold Kingdom. Good choice, man.
It is a very good choice. You should drink it, and you shall enjoy it with us. Tonight, you shall drink like a king.
Yes.
And your crew as well, as long as you do what we tell you to do.
Right. Right along, sir.
Go on, do your sailing.
Yeah. He... if I remember the exact look of the ship right, they're basically, I guess, like more like on the front of the ship, looking along the boat, and he gets into the back where the rudder is, and like unties the ship and like starts preparing that. And as you situate yourself from the, there does seem to be some lower deck to the ship, although nothing like. Maybe there's like some storage space, but nothing you can walk under. A figure walks out of it that causes some PTSD for Traeger, because the figure is like 7 feet tall, hairy all over, and dressed in like leather loincloths. It's a fucking bugbear. And he just like looks at you, like walks past you to the sail and starts like preparing the sail. And then the second sail. And the captain just like, "Don't pay mind, that's my first mate. His name is Rogers. Well, he doesn't have a name, he can't speak, but I call him Rogers. He's a wonderful sailor. And strong as a bull. If you catch a big fish,
like
if you catch a big
fish.
If you catch a big fish, yes, he'll help you."
Very nice. Does he like to drink?
I never asked him.
You should.
Right.
Everyone should
I
always
approach
drink.
the bugbear and say,
"It is a pleasure to meet you, sailor. My name is Lord Cocaspaniel, and you shall drink like a king tonight too. Do what we say."
Kind of like turns the head to the side, continuing pulling on the ropes.
Do I recognize this bugbear, or do all bugbears look the same?
No.
How racist are you on that scale from 1 to 10? And then I can answer.
When it comes to bugbears, I'm a 10.
Make an intelligence check.
They all look
Go for it. You gotta roll for me, because I can't roll 20.
Oh, crap. Do you remember your
I'll
intelligence
roll.
modifier?
That's 0. It's a 0.
Okay, go ahead. You have no idea who this is now.
Okay.
I rolled a 10.
I mean, to be fair, most bugbears you have met have tried to screw your head off. So it was a very quick and violent encounter. You didn't really ask for their name.
True.
But in any case, it seems that this particular ship, the Sentinel Phoenix, is much more agile than the Minotaur. It is prepared for sailing in under a minute, and rather quickly and agilely leaves the pier and sets into the darkening, the black waters of the Twin Peaks Bay, following in the wake of Minotaur, which by now has moved a good distance from the port. It seems it's at full sail and still unfurling. It is getting further and further into the ocean. But if not catching up with Minotaur, at the very least your ship is moving in the same direction. It is. As the bugbear finishes setting the sail, he kind of joins the captain in the back and kind of like at the bottle to him, and kind of like, and they both just kind of like stay back there, like not like you occasionally see him kind of like looking in your direction, but trying to like pretend like he's concentrating only on the Minotaur.
Yeah, I think we're gonna make worthless conversation, blabbering about the specialties of these boats and fishing in general, while we're also our dear friend that has joined us on our boat ride. I'll make some pretense about how, I haven't met you yet. Would you like, what are you here for? What kind of fishing rods do you enjoy? As I sort of pull her to more the front of the boat, as far away from the people at the back as possible. Sure. And then I'm gonna switch back and talk a little quieter. So, what brings you on our pleasant trip?
Well, it seems that you are chasing after the man in blue, after all. And
yes,
Lord Proficient believes that there is a decent chance you would try to blow up the ship, set it on fire, or sink it otherwise. So
we would never do that.
Right, of course. But in any case, I am here to see if the ship contains anything of value or useful to our investigation. Do not worry, I will not get in your way, but if I notice something of interest, I will walk.
Well, there's a little bit of a problem here, right? Because you are hitching our ride for this, and all you are gonna get out of it is some profit for the patrician.
And
how do you aid our cause?
Do I have to aid your cause?
Yes, I think you have to. You're taking part on our ride here, are you not?
Well, I am certainly happy for you and your opinion, but to be fair, I think it's murder and I do not care for it. I have a job and I intend to do it.
Interesting. You're very ill-prepared for your job if you have to hitch a ride with our boat, aren't you?
Well, I could run after the ship, but that would take a little longer.
See, now we're talking.
I would like to join them. And
how exactly are you gonna be walking, running on water? We've been looking for things like that the entire day.
Oh, it's a trade secret. You wouldn't know.
No, I wouldn't know. I have a little more class than that, it's true.
Well, what nature has given you in class, if it has certainly missed in intelligence. Now, Lord Spinelli, or do you have a better name?
It sure did miss on intelligence. He's a sorcerer. He's used charisma.
Lord?
No laughs.
That was our character. Was she already talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of assuming that in any case you're all sorted together.
Yeah. I say, of course my name is Lord Cocas Vignel. It would make up such a beautiful name.
Anyway, I'll offer you a deal.
I reject your deal.
You haven't heard it yet.
I do not believe you could have a deal for me. Oh,
It's
wherever amuse me. I'm listening.
Certainly. You borrow us that ring. I'll bring you onto the ship in a different way. Very easy for you, and you can use whatever you want. But that way, we're a little safer for when shit is actually gonna be going down.
Do I get
Borrow.
to laugh already, or is there gonna be jokes?
Yes, you can laugh. Yeah. The other option is you're gonna walk.
No.
I think so. I mean, there are 5 of us.
Good. In that case, it just might be a fair fight.
Enough of that. Stop it.
Oh.
I say, we haven't actually been properly introduced. Jokes aside, my name is Leo Samuel. It's nice to meet you. What may I call you?
I'm Scarlet. Scarlet. Thornton.
It's wonderful. I take her hand, shake it.
Also
properly.
known as a shitty cat.
Could you give me her last name again, out of character? I didn't
Thornton.
understand it.
Just a moment. Yeah. Well, no M.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I don't know what kind of encounters you had with the group before, but I would like to suggest an alliance as long as we are on the boat. We are interested in finding details on Ceruleus as well. There are enough innocent people on the boat that does tend to make offensive tactics less interesting. So, I would suggest that if we do get onto the boat, we help each other. I think if we move together, we might actually find out more about him.
You see, I trust completely in my ability to slip onto the boat and remain unseen and get into whatever safe boxes or offices Cerulus might have on board. I have very little trust in your abilities of remaining quiet. Although you are a new addition to the team, perhaps you could surprise me.
I'm sure it could surprise you.
How about? Have you ever been a fish before?
Have you,
You want to be a fish?
ever been gutted?
Yeah, multiple times, yeah.
Would you like to be done so today?
Well, depends on if you want to wake up a fish in a couple
Can
of
we
kilometers beneath the seafloor. I'm sure it'll be
please
pleasant.
not provoke?
She's not bringing us anything of value. Hitching a ride. She's bound to do her part, or I'm gonna throw her off this ship in form of a fish.
But she is. Isn't her part getting dirt on Ceruleus?
Who's gonna
In a
need
legal
dirt
way?
on Ceruleus when we have Ceruleus?
Because we're gonna ask him about Oko.
The only reason to do this is to do the patrician a favor after... I don't know, how many favors have we done him where he treated us like shit?
Doesn't matter. We're on the same side.
Are we? I don't agree.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
We do have a similar goal here, or even the same. So why don't we try to keep it as friendly as possible for at least the time that we are on the ship or the other ship or trying to get out of alive.
Look, there is nothing that... There is nothing bad that I could do for your plans. So, it doesn't matter to you if I'm here or not. I could have been on a different ship and you wouldn't have even known it. But I'm here, and I am offering you to warn you, in case I find I don't know, an army on the ship?
Oh, now you're offering a warning? You? Why didn't
If
you
you
board the
had
ship
been
in the first
listening
place?
with your ears instead of your arms, you would have heard me starting with this. But apparently, you're trying to measure whose fishing rod is bigger and who can use it better. And I grew up in the port. You did not.
Not exactly, no.
I, for one,
But
would
that
appreciate a fair
knowledge-
warning.
Wonderful. Do you
You won't
have
be
any
warning us.
magical means of communicating?
Oh, shit.
We do. No, we have, out of character, we have the things Vision gave us. Technically.
I thought we turned them back in.
Did we?
You
I think we were supposed to
never
keep them long
went to
term.
talk to them, and they have not talked to you yet.
We still have the stupid phones we didn't use beneath grounds, basically.
Well, that shows to tell how prepared you are for this. But I have acquired a certain item from one of the corporations, something new. I don't know. It looked fancy, so I took it. And she kind of like reaches into her leather bag and pulls out 2 of the same stones you have been given.
I'm just gonna slowly draw out the one I have.
Oh, good. So, tell me your runic combination and I will tell you mine.
I'd rather not. Can someone else?
She rolls her eyes.
I tell her.
And yeah, like, get somebody else to tell her and shows hers. Just do not use this unless you're certain you're not being hurt. I cannot control the sound of your voice on my side.
She nods.
And if you're trying to set me up, neither can you control mine.
We won't be quiet.
Oh. So, I believe we have a couple hours of trip ahead of us. Are we actually going to fish?
Yes.
Good.
I would like to take Scarlet a bit away from the others
Alright.
and quietly ask her for a favor. And say, I'm looking for a friend. There might be a connection to Ceruleus. I don't know. If you find anything about fuck, blackout. Out of character.
Wow! Really? Wow!
If you find out anything about an elven woman named Neati,
Oh,
please let me know.
that's the one Severus was looking for. Trust me, if she's in this city, he'll find her. After all, he was the one who found me.
Good, but if you do find anything, I would really appreciate it if you give me the information. I'm willing to pay for it.
If you give me a number,
Sure, I give her my number. I don't have a number. I
Oh.
don't have a sending stone.
no, you do have.
No, you do. We got
Yeah,
all
I
of
have
us.
one.
got
Oh shit! Sorry, I
those
forgot.
vision
Well,
things.
it's not a sending stone, it's more like a short range walkie talkie. But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I will give mine to her.
How long has it been since you have joined this valiant group of heroes?
A few days.
Oh, then you do not know.
No what?
Me and Gregor used to be a thing earlier. But, well, we went our separate paths. That Steven Cat has
Oh.
taken him from me. There was a lot of fighting.
So there's currently no Mr. Thornton?
Ah, you've heard him with me?
Yes.
Ooh.
And I give her a very charming smile.
Roll general charisma check.
I will add my inspiration on that. Can I add my inspiration
Yes,
on that?
you most
That's a
certainly
good
can.
Okay.
Alright, 17 and
Ah, shit, not even 20. Fuck.
that is a dangerous weapon, monsieur. You should be careful with it. She
Wait until
flashes an equally charming smile at you.
Wait until I take out my flute. Then you will know when it's dangerous.
She kind of
I
like
mean, an
leans
instrument.
against the side of the ship, you know, like and like leans on one of the hip as a dress, you know, kind of like stretches a little bit. Oh. All right, just to save,
I will-
save us from this embarrassment,
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that the two of you spend some time in. Honest, like I imagine, like the both of you understand that this is more of a game than anything actual serious, and just like, oh, you can do like that. Oh, you know that. That's wonderful. But I
Yeah.
guess considering the kind of person you are, it's quite enjoyable to meet anyone who's actually like matching your wit for wit. Meanwhile, is anybody else doing anything curious?
Don't think so. I think we're waiting till this ship is gonna be. Well, honestly, while we're boat watching and fishing, we are like it's turning darker and darker, right? As
Yeah,
we're following
like
the ship into the
I
darkness.
guess like after like half an hour after the ship sails far enough from the port so that you're like no risk of running or anything. Both the captain and his first mate like walk around the ship and light basically like 3 lanterns, one for them in the back, 2 for you, and the captain brings them to you. It's gonna be pretty dark. We're having partial clouds today, so if the moon is behind the clouds, not much we'll be able to see. On the bright side, Minota is well illuminated, so we should not be able to lose it in the dark. But I'm afraid to tell you that it is a slightly faster ship than mine, and they seem to be traveling across the light. But in any case, so long as they don't travel too far, we at the very least will not lose track of them. If you are interested in watching the fish or fishing in the dark, I suggest you keep those lanterns hooded for better eyesight in the dark, and fish they fear the light, so they won't approach as much. How do you find the roads? Is everything fine? Do you need some assistance?
It is wonderful, thank you. So far, it has been pleasureful. But what about you? Is your wine expended?
I haven't even started, to be honest. But I'm sure
Well,
that
you
it will
should.
be wonderful.
Have a drink, my friend. Wine is there to be drunk.
What else is it for?
Yes. As long as you don't sail us into a rock, everything is fine. my friend.
Wouldn't dare of it. Wouldn't dare of it.
Then go, have fun, my friend.
He like backs away, kind of like trying to like bow his backing away. It seems that you have made quite an impression on him.
Yeah.
And so as he is back again, can we get an idea of the out-of-character actual distance between this ship and the Minuta?
Make perception checks with disadvantage because it's dark.
Is it very dark or is it?
It's absolutely dark.
Okay.
So like you see the light spot that is a minute, but since you like don't even have anything to compare it to, it's very hard to judge the distance.
That looks like about 5 kilometers.
Anybody else want to try?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Wait, no, yeah. Can I? Fuck it.
Hmm.
12 and 12.
Like you between Melor and Leos, actually like trying to stand on different sides of the ship and like triangulate the distance. Like I feel like there's like a kilometer and a half away from Minute, and it's slowly gaining. Almost like it's slowly losing you. But I mean, you have been moving for only half an hour.
And it's a kilometer and a half
Yeah.
already.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's been like around a kilometer ahead of you as you left the port. So I guess you're like losing half a kilometer in half an hour, kilometer an hour. Depends
There's
how far it's gonna go.
Let me quickly calculate.
I would like to approach Scarlet and say, take her with the rest of the group together and say, okay, we need to somehow make up the speed. Otherwise, or do you think they might put what's it called, the anchor?
I sure hope so. Otherwise, I am not entirely sure how we're gonna speed up this boat.
And the easiest thing would be if they stop during the night. That would mean that we could use the cover of the dark to get on board, because I think we need to get on board. I think there's no way around it.
Well, also, eventually, the boat's going to come back, wouldn't it? I mean, we could catch it on the way as it comes back.
But it would be in broad daylight, I think.
Well,
We would also need to know its course and all of that. And we will have to wait until it's out of city, which will probably take a little while longer. By way of flying, I think 64 kilometers, 65 an hour. Okay. Yeah, okay, so out of character fly gives us like 10 to 11 kilometers if it's used for the entire duration. But that's 3 people at most. I could make us fly there, but it'll be very limited numbers, and 3 of us means you'd have to use your dear companion, and Melara would have to use different way entirely, probably, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. We have a way of boarding, just not for her. If we don't have a way to speed up the ship, or like maybe, you know, if we see them taking a curve, maybe we can sort of shortcut it or something like it to gain some distance. But or to decrease the distance, is what I'm trying to say. But other than that, unless they stop, we're gonna be making it harder and harder on ourselves. Also,
I guess all of you, but I'm not sure if Treg is around. Make me intelligence checks. Just straight intelligence. Well, check, not to save.
makes
Shoot,
a difference
sorry.
for him.
Yeah.
Not having a good day yet.
Actually, is he gone? I think he's gone. That's 10, 5. Adios.
Cal?
I have a 20 in total, which added my my
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, I missed
jack
it.
of all trades.
Okay, yeah, I missed it. Sorry.
Should I roll for Tal?
Yeah,
Oh, you're rolling.
So, like, by your personal calculations, considering like the speed of both ships, And since, as far as you know, the projected route of Minuta is until they reach international waters, well, neutral waters, which is like 50 miles away from Nebo. So at the current speed, wait, that's strange. Oh, okay, that makes sense. At the current speed, it's gonna take Minuta like 7 to 8 hours to get into those waters, meaning that you lose 8 kilometers. You'll be like 8-9 kilometers behind it.
So out of character question, how
Which-
realistic is this world when it comes to curvature? Because on sea you can see approximately 5 kilometers wide before something disappears.
Yeah, which means that by the end of the trip, it's very likely that it's gonna like just lose your.
Have you ever thought about something? Why are they traveling into international waters? What if Ceruleus is actually starting to do some crazy shit on the boat, and he doesn't want the law to fall on him?
That's very possible, but
He
what are
did-
we gonna do about it?
No, that's just what if he, I don't know, turns every single person on the boat into a zombie or something.
Well, then I can safely sink the ship. Sounds good.
Well, for one, that yes.
I mean, I get that he might be doing some horrible shit out there. We don't know what he's about to do. Are you thinking of the problem with it is if we wanna try and avoid that potential danger, we'll have to get on board more or less now or very soon. Which, well, I don't think being quiet is our strong suit.
It is my strong suit, and it is Scarlet's.
Yeah. Far more people, though. Unless you want to go now and pray to the gods that you don't get fucked over until we join you.
I think I would be fine.
How so?
I could, I could become invisible for a few hours.
And how are you planning on
hide.
getting there?
Pegasus? That out of character, I could not possibly summon my Pegasus on this boat. I asked that before, if I remember correctly, and I think you
mean-
said it wouldn't be possible to
No, now that I think
have it there.
you can summon her on the boat, but basically like if you summon her and almost immediately leave the boat, it's fine. If you want her to move around the boat, she can't really move around the boat. She will even have. You can summon her on the boat. It's gonna be impossible for her to fly off the boat unless the front sail is put down and some space is freed for her, because otherwise she's gonna hit the sail. So you'll lose some time doing that.
What if you actually? What if you fly people to the boat, come back, pick up the rest, and fly them there?
Do you know how much that expends?
Yes, but we could maybe get a rest on the boat, on the ship. It's a
Yeah,
it's a
if
ri-
no
it's a
one's-
risk, but I don't see any other like proper option to get
It's a
us all there in time.
It's a gigantic risk, is what it is.
I mean, it could be that they stop once they are in international
Oh,
water,
yeah, probably.
but we don't know.
What if they just take a big arc and they never stop?
Down out of character, you said the sky was cloudy tonight, right?
Partially cloudy.
Partially cloudy. Well, could give it a try. Fly all above. Come down from above, try to land somewhere up high. Hope no one's watching the sky in that meanwhile, otherwise we're gonna be fucked 7 ways to Sundays. It's dark, so it's not that bad, but the Minuta looks pretty well lit. Actually, Dan, does it look equally well lit on different sides, or does it look like, is it just from here, it's like one gigantic piece of light is all we can make out, right?
Actually, from your side, you don't see that much light because you're mostly seeing the back of the ship, which doesn't have that much lighting. But you assume that it's very well lighted because some light is reflected from the sails, which is what mostly makes it visible for you.
Welcome back, Cal. There's we can try the route above, or we can try the route that goes just along its backside. They won't see us coming until we really enter the their cone, or like wherever their light is. It's really hard to see out of light, but it'll still be a risky maneuver nonetheless. But I'm down to try it. I think the best way to actually do this is if out of character, what kind of range did these things have? These walkie-talkies? A couple of kilometers?
Don't you remember the one I have told you?
No, I don't.
Let me see. I think it was called about half a kilometer.
Half?
Yeah.
Okay. The only way we'll be able to do that is blind coordination. And the distance is too far for these things here. We don't have any other way of communicating. So I can make 2 people fly over there and then follow after me plus 2 other people. And I think Melora will be fine on her own. But
I mean, if what do we do about the 2 guys here? If I have enough time, I can just manipulate their memories.
who gives a fuck? I think if we're boarding that ship, we're seeing them.
True.
But we could have just boarded in the first place if that was the plan. Well, this is easier probably.
Or we could just disappear without telling them. They will be. Oh, they will be scared.
I think they'll notice before. But
Well, they will notice if we disappear. Yeah.
yeah, they'll notice us flying off too. My guess. They're not blind. They're just.
Well,
out of
if we kill the light and we could get a distraction,
I mean, why? What's the point?
they
What's-
could tell on us,
How? They can't catch up to the boat.
but they
Or-
could turn back.
And the people they can tell on know we're doing this, and when we're going to be doing it, it's going to be out on international waters. So who gives a fuck?
All right.
I don't see any real danger here.
Any input from anybody else?
I can't think of anything.
Drago? Can you not talk?
How? Oh god, can he talk?
Apparently
Hello?
He's
No.
writing. He's writing.
Yeah, he can hear us apparently. I don't think we talked about the Pegasus just earlier, and it's not that good an option. Also, it doesn't get that many people across for a force level slot either, right? And it's way more conspicuous. The fucking white flying horse is a little more conspicuous than when we stick close to the water. We're smaller. Actually, she can walk, right? You can make your own way, cat.
The Pegasus can walk, yeah.
No, I mean Scarlet.
Oh yeah.
We're not leaving her behind.
She'll be fine. She said so. She thinks she's a hot shit. She can walk there. No one else can make her fly, and I'm not doing it. Also, it saves me on spell circles, which is the best reason to not do it when she has a different way of getting there.
Like, she kind of notices the attention towards her. What? Don't worry about me, Mr. Hot Pants over here.
Yeah, exactly. Not worry about her. She'll be fine. So
Will you, Scarlet? Will you get to the ship on your own?
It will take me a while, yes, so don't rely on my help. But
No. It's
What help?
a question.
just
If
please
you
don't
have
blow
to
it up
rely-
before I get there.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry about that. Okay. So in that case,
I need to stay here, but I think I can make a single person fly over for now, and since you're likely to be the quietest, or at least you can sort of blend in, I think I'm gonna be sending you first, Lewis. And you can have 10 minutes before I'll be doing it a second time and bringing Minchahan and Trigo. Melora, maybe it's a good idea if you follow Lias in bird form, so you can actually come back or see what's happening and maybe turn back to us. But it'll be a long while before we can be back up. But it's better than, I mean, you can fly far longer than we'll be able to.
Okay.
Okay.
oh yeah.
Hmm?
No, I was just thinking about how you were using your spell slots out of character.
A 3 and a 5 is what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
I think it's more efficient than anything else, but basically you just fly blind. But you can't drop by any means unless you go unconscious.
Or you lose concentration for.
How do I lose concentration from this far away? There's no
Well,
way.
you get into a fist fight with Scarlet.
Well, that is a certain possibility. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. No, I think I'll be fine. She'll need to get running anyway. So, yeah. Oh, you know what would be glorious? A natural search for a fireball right around now. So as we're preparing this, I'm gonna cast.
I have an idea. Before I can make myself invisible before I land.
By my calculation, if you start immediately, considering the speed of fly and considering the speed of Minotaur, it takes you about 8 minutes to get from your ship to Minotaur, which is exactly 1 use of fly. Well, almost.
10 minutes, but that. How far is that ship traveling? How fast? Because that seems
still-
awfully fast.
It's still 1.5 kilometers away from you. It's moving at.
Yeah, I'm aware. But okay, yeah, I'm sure you did the math right.
I did the math.
Okay, then
I was just basically making sure that it's within 10 minutes fly from you.
Mhm.
okay.
Will it also be after the first 10 minutes? Because I have to cast it a second time when I'm done with his cast.
That's a good question.
It's gonna be close, but it's probably
I mean,
not gonna
it's
change that
still
much. in 10
basically like
minutes.
if you don't spend like 2 hours doing this, it's still gonna be in range. Like sure, it's gonna be not 8 minutes, but more like you take 8 minutes to get there, 8.5 to get back, 9 minutes to get there.
Turning invisible is a good idea. You can just do it whenever you're close.
When I get close, and when you guys get close, I will tell you if you can land, and where to land, via the walkie-talkie thingy.
Sounds good. You can just go by however long it takes you, and as soon as you feel fly drop, we'll be leaving immediately, and you approximately how long we'll be taking to join you.
Yeah.
So you can warn us in advance.
Okay. Yeah. As soon as you get in range of the ship, by my inner calculations, I will try to contact you when it's clear for you to land. Is the captain and the bugbear watching us at the moment?
Well, occasionally.
I will send Jahan to distract him. So they are definitely not looking towards us for the moment.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lay a hand on Leos's. Well, may Taimora be with you. I hope to hear from you in about 20 minutes. Good luck.
Yeah. I fly off.
No
I
natural
take
search.
bird form, and fly a bit of a distance behind it.
Right.
By level 3 slot.
So it's Alice and Laura, right?
No, me.
No, it's Leos.
Oh,
and
you
Laura.
cast fly on him. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I cast fly on him.
Yeah, makes sense.
I can't infiltrate.
So immediately as Leos and Laura leave the ship, what's your AC, Alice?
My AC is 10 and you know it.
Alright.
Good luck with that one.
Okay. How many maximum hit points do you have?
56. Trego's still
Right.
here and Jahan is here too,
Sure.
right? Warning you.
Any case, first quick question. Tal, you can't speak at all?
He's here, but he can't speak.
That is terrible.
That is actually horrible.
That's really not good. Should we stop
Yeah.
early?
Yeah, maybe we should, because I don't know. It feels like
I mean,
we're playing
what-
as 3.
Yeah. I mean, now it's getting interesting,
Yeah, it's
But-
gonna be interesting soon.
but
Man.
it's really not too cool if.
We could, of course, like see if you actually manage to get everyone on board.
Oh, yeah.
Without failing.
That
And
sounds
speak
that
up some
sounds
more
fair.
there.
Yeah.
Go there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So sure. So between Leos flying and Delora also flying as a bird, the two of you catch up with Minotaur in about 8 minutes, and I believe you said you were gonna cast invisibility on yourself.
As soon as I can make out details
Yeah.
of the ship, I will cast invisibility on myself.
Make a stealth check.
Sure.
Right.
Nice.
So as you are like catching up with the ship, you see that it's still at full sail. There's a lot of like conversation and music coming up from the upper deck. There seems to be like more tables with various food, and people are talking and laughing, and there's like actual space cleared for that, and people are dancing. Make also a perception check.
Yeah.
Right.
9.
Like you think you see like some movement in the darkness, like people climbing up and down the sails, and occasionally like, going into the lights. It must be sailors maintaining the ship. But I mean, you're currently quite certain that you could, for example, land on the if my ship terms I think it's a bow. Is it enough? Is it a
You mean the back
stern?
of the back of the ship?
Yes, it's a stern. On the stern, yeah. On the stern of the ship, like on a super construction. Because it's... I mean, it's your best option, I guess, because there are some people on it. Like, there are a couple civilians who have retired for a slightly less illuminated and more private conversation. But it's still a big stern, so at least you're not risking landing on top of somebody's foot. Aside from that, I guess I could try the same with the bow, but there are more people over there. And I guess you could try just like fly over the ship and try to like get down one of the staircases that leads into the lower deck, but it's up to you.
I will land at the back of the ship.
Huh?
Just because it's the the lowest risk for me falling into the water.
Sure, yeah. As I said, there's like 5 people in 2 groups talking about something like they are still like lounging, conversing. They are leaning against the railing and have drinks in their hands. Occasional laughter. None of them seem to pay attention or notice you landing on the lower landing. So they thought you made it, but obviously if she turns human, well, half elf, and if you turn visible, they're most likely gonna notice you.
Yeah. I will stay there for now and keep an eye on people moving in onto that area or off, and just try to pay good attention to the time passing, that I can tell them when a good time frame is opening up for them to land.
Alright, so what is happening on the Phoenix meanwhile?
Well, on the Phoenix, after the 10 minutes have passed, because he'll get the 10 minutes till it's run out, then I am basically immediately... has the cat left yet?
Make a perception check.
Okay, no, I'm not. I don't have to look in that case. I'll just... I assume by now they've noticed that some people have gone missing, but whatever.
Actually, wait. The lower left, there's Tracker and there's you.
Me, Drago, Jahan.
And Jahan is talking to the captain.
Yeah, he's talking. No, I was thinking about something different. Because like I got a little bit engrossed in the mess of your transportations and I forgot a little bit about the flavor. Actually, yeah, I guess I'll do a slight jump back just because it makes sense. Because you did spend like some time discussing like how you're gonna do the transfer, like who's gonna cast what on whom, like how much time it's gonna take. So it took a lot of discussion, and basically, like, as it seems that you are definitely going there. Scarlet kind of just like I guess she basically like takes a couple steps away from you, turns around, and starts undressing. Well, from her fancy dress. So, are you people continuing to watch, or?
No, I don't care.
Sure, I'm curious. I want to see what she's doing.
Trigger? Laura? Because you're still technically there.
She wouldn't have watched. She would have turned away, give her some privacy.
She doesn't appear to be like hiding, especially since there's not really any place to hide. And I'm sort of waiting for a response from Trigger, but I know where he is. Maybe he didn't hear me. Yeah, in any case, like, yes, since Leo, you're the one who's watching. She drops the dress, and there's very curious clothing underneath, which I guess I could describe as a leather corset, I guess. I like that. So, I mean, the sight is impressive, but she's not in any case naked. But more importantly, you notice that under that fancy dress, on that corset, she had at least 4 throwing knives hidden, as well as a couple pouches, which was with whatever it could be. And then you see her open her leather satchel, stuff the fancy dress inside, and she kind of like reaches her hand inside, like up to the elbow, which is definitely longer than the satchel. Like rummages around inside and basically like starts pulling out like leather boots, leather bracers, leather gloves, like bits and pieces of leather armor, and just like starts dressing up, lacing herself while you're talking. And I guess she will be done pretty much by the time you come up with your plan and decide to take it into consideration. After which, you just see her like take out something from that leather bag, drop it, put it on her waist, step on the side of the board, turn around, wink at you, and jump outside of the board.
Nice.
So, 10 minutes ahead in time, on the Phoenix, Arlis, you're casting Fly on yourself, Dragon Jahan.
Yep, we're flying towards the Minuta. Another fly. No
Yeah.
natural search, lucky.
So,
That would have been a gift.
yeah.
Just leave the fireball.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. Like, leave no signs behind.
Nope.
Like, hey, what is that? Oh, that's just a Viking funeral. Don't worry about it. Alright, so you're gonna take your like 8.5 minutes, the 3 of you, to fly towards Minuta. I need to know the logistics of you not being invisible, trying to land while 2 of you are heavily armored on a ship full of civilians.
What I had in mind, basically, like there has to be like a sort of light bubble around it, right, where they can start seeing stuff. You can't,
Yes.
if you are standing next to a campfire, you can't really see outside of the cone of light.
I mean,
It's
depends
basically
on
impossible.
where you are. Like people in the back who are not in the light might see you, but you don't really know about them.
Well, they might see us as soon as we enter the light, right? Or like the more lighted area it gets. But like if you stand next to a campfire, regardless of where in the cone of light you stand, it's really hard or next to impossible to look outside because your eyes are used to the fire.
But the
No,
people on the back of the ship are not standing in light.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Well, they're standing in as much. Well, they're still sort of used to the ambient light that's around them. I'm serious.
I'm getting
I think it'll
what
be
you're
easier.
arguing for. Sure. That's why I don't even really consider people on the main deck noticing anybody. I don't worry about them. But still, where are you moving?
What I had in mind is, so basically most ships aren't exactly completely smooth
No.
from the outside, right?
No.
So there's a lot of ledges you could maybe land on that aren't the best for holding on or getting up again, but
You mean
there are
like
potential
on the
spots.
side of a ship?
Or also on the backside, like.
Well, let's look at an actual ship.
Or maybe if you have a particular one in mind from like the older ones.
Look, I gave you the ship. I'm looking at the butt of the ship.
Where's the ship?
Well, apparently there's like some sort of a balcony.
It seems like there are a few decks.
Well,
Also, those,
it's definitely
are-
at least 3 decker.
Are there like are those windows a part of it as well? They don't have to be for cannons or whatever, but are there windows?
They're
Like the
not
one-
gonna be. There are windows at the back of the ship, but not on the sides.
Okay.
But yeah, there's
but
like
basic-
there basically, as far as I can tell, there are like 2 balconies on the first deck and on the second deck.
Okay, and I think that's, I don't know. I mean, landing higher up is even more risky, right? So we're gonna try and use the darkness to land on some place that looks as dark as possible and where as few people as possible come by. Is probably gonna be what we're doing. So
So where are you landing?
don't see. Let me zoom.
Can I see anything from my position that would make
Make a perception check.
better point for?
Still with disadvantage.
Oh, not good.
No, you don't see them approaching. No. As
oh
Selim
no, I
said,
didn't
it's
want-
very hard to see.
Oh no, I didn't want to see if I can see them approach. I wanted to see if there's any other space that would make for a good landing spot. I don't know if that changes anything on the pretty bad check.
No.
Does it look like there's movement on those balconies? Because we do have like a minute to spare, right? As we're sort of on the other side of the circle.
Well,
we can
for
sort
starters, I would like the 3 of you to make a stealth check.
I'm using Tides of Chaos for advantage.
And can you roll for Jahan?
That you didn't give me control.
Oh, alright.
Yep.
Do you have proficiency in? Okay, he rolled poorly.
All of
Oh,
that.
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Alright. By the way, like, Leos, while you were standing there, like one of the groups of people have left, but the other one is still there. Moving back, yeah, you do have a minute of hover time. Trek does seem to be clinging a little bit. You and Japan seem not to.
I have a question. The group that remains on the deck. Is it a pair, a couple, or
It's 3 people, 3 men.
3 people? Can I hear what they're talking about?
I'll have you make me another stealth check.
Sure. Bear in mind, I'm still invisible.
I know. Doesn't mean you make no sound.
28.
Uh,
Think I don't make a
Alright,
sound.
yeah. In that case, yeah, you easily move close enough to them. As far as I can tell, it's mostly like business talk, and one of them seems to be pretty worried about this new ship. Like, it seems that he is not a friend of Cerulus, but more like a competitor of his, and this ship is like, they're discussing that this ship could most likely be able to actually cross the Brunei Ocean, and like, even if nobody wanted to do that, it should be able to much quicker and easier travel to like very far away, like to Tao Empire or even further. And considering the size of the ship, it would actually be a sensible trip, which would put even more of a market share on Cerulus. Where if you like, they say that actually, like, I guess he'd be the first private company providing ships of this size for transportation, which is very worrying. And like, 2 of them are trying to make a deal on like consolidating their companies and trying to build a ship like that of their own, figuring out if they can get below the deck and see the constructions a bit more, but they don't really seem to be competent enough for the spying part. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just need a quick second to think about
Right.
that.
So back to Arles and the Flying Boys. Where are you trying
Does
to land?
I wanted to ask if one of the balconies or like is there any place that it's empty at the moment? A
Both
place-
balconies are empty.
Doors closed to the balconies if there are doors or something. I assume there's something to close it off a little bit.
Make me a perception check if you haven't made one yet.
No. Can I do it at normal because it's in the light?
No, because that part of the ship is absolutely out of light.
13.
Alright, it does seem that, those parts of the ship are not currently occupied by people. Nobody's standing on those balconies. You do see the group that Leos is listening on to. So you like figure out, okay, landing next to them is not a good idea. Both of the balconies have like a door on the left and the right side of the balcony. They are closed. It's hard to say if they're locked. The upper,
No.
not the upper. The upper balcony does not have windows. The lower balcony does have like 4 windows, but not very big ones.
We're taking the upper one that doesn't have one.
Alright.
Okay, so we're gonna try and land there. And we're gonna like basically what we're trying is to go as low to the ocean pass to the ocean. Can you could we actually hold our breath and fly through water?
No.
No?
Fly through water.
I
That's a
mean,
good
That's
one.
called swimming.
yeah, why wouldn't fly be able to make obviously we wouldn't be able to breathe, but the power it has.
I would allow you to fly through any gas, but not through water.
Not even at reduced speed.
No.
But you basically we could be swimming too, right?
Sure.
We could go down there, we could swim beneath, and then sort of come up right vertical against it.
As soon as you go under the water and lose your amazing flying speed, Minute is gonna start moving ahead of you. You're not gonna catch up with Minota, not with 2 people in full armor.
Okay, we're just gonna stay as close to the water
Actually,
as
the
possible.
moment Treg and Jahan go into the water, they're gonna start going down and very fast. Especially
Yeah,
Treg.
heavy armor.
I
is
really
not
disagree
good.
with that ruling because rid of gravity.
I'd say we got some drowned speed.
Anyway, we can just like
Oh my god.
Superman over the water
Sure, that you can.
and then come up the backside as close to it as possible while avoiding windows.
Yeah.
So we have
Sure.
this little.
The 3 of you land on the upper balcony.
Okay.
So far, nobody has noticed you.
Okay, I will stay on the upper deck and move away from the group of 3 guys talking, and quietly whisper into my walkie-talkie and say, 3 people on the deck, but they might move out soon. I will tell you when it's safe to come up.
Is there a good way to climb up from here?
You could try, but it would be a hard climb. And by the way, I would like to know what Milora is doing, because you're in bird form. You don't know where Leos is, but you would have heard Treg landing on a balcony because he's climbing.
She would have flown up to the other group. Is actually
Down.
yeah, but is there can I look around, like fly around real quick and see if there's a place that I could like fly into real quick to switch back into human form and do my invisibility, or no?
You could fly into one of the what's it called? Not safety, rescue. Basically,
Rescue
into one
boats?
of the rowboats. Yeah, the one of the rescue boats. But well, I guess if you turn invisible immediately, you should be fine. But the boats are closer to people. Yes. You could also fly down to the balcony with the guys and just be there.
Can
All
I
right,
ask
I'll
another-
just fly down to them.
Other question: did the Melora get a short rest on the way here?
She would have gotten a short rest on the
Okay. Oh,
Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah, just so,
So she
we
still
know
has
if
one
she
wild
has.
shape.
Yeah, also so the 5th level spell slot since we scryed on Ceruleus. That's why I'm asking.
If she wants to.
Yep.
No?
Oh, I would have.
Okay. Alright, so let's go with this. There are now 4 people on the upper balcony. Arles, Melora, Traeger, and Jahan. Melora might turn into human form if she wishes to. And there's Leos invisible on the deck. And you have like 50 minutes about left on your invisibility spell. And this we're gonna end the game for tonight.
Mm.
And we're gonna pick up in a week because I need Traeger token and I need Jahan token.
Yeah.
We'll see you in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.